Welcome back to Key Talk Media. This show's Key Talk. Check it out, man. All right. I want to give a shout out to Notification Gang, Key Talk Gang for rocking with me every single video. If you listen to my voice right now, go and like the video, hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I drop a video. Anyways, so the $1 million question I've been getting asked about Yayo ever since the 4E head honcho's been locked up inside the jail has the 4E head honcho got into any fight since he's been inside of jail. Now, of course, he's currently located in the jail that's literally right across the street from like ADX Florence, if that's how you say it. I mean, that's the jail that got like El Chapo, like a whole lot of the most just of the wildest offenders that's like underground. Pretty much, he's at the jail that's right across from it, which is another sector of that same jail. He's pretty much in like a disciplinary sort of jail. And of course, I know a lot of y'all been wondering if he's got into any fights because whenever he was outside the jail, he pretty much went viral a whole lot of times for putting hands on a whole lot of people. You know what I mean? Well, he did an interview and he actually answered the $1 million question if he's been inside of any fights. And I'll go ahead and play it for y'all right here. Let me get that thing going like that. You know what I mean, there we go.
No, everything's really been chill.
Man, I just kicked a nigga the other day, man. No, yeah, but to be honest, like this, I've been going to jail a long time. You know what I'm saying? 6 months here, 9 months there, a year there. You know what I'm saying? Since I was real young. So fighting is normal in prison, but this the longest I ever did, and I haven't really just gotten that many fights. I only got in 3 fights. I only got in 3 fights since I've been in prison.
So the 4E head honcho's only been inside of 3 fights since he's been locked up. Now, before I play the next clip, do y'all think the 4E head honcho has lost any of those fights? Has he lost all those fights? Or do y'all think big homie Yayo has won all the fights and went 3-0? Let's find out.
Dang, what's your record?
I'm 3-0, baby.
You already know the big 4E head honcho is 3-0 right now inside of one of the Supermax jails that he's inside of across from El Chapo and them. Talking about Larry Hoover and them. Anyway.
And that ain't no internet cap, man. I'm 3-0 in this joint.
Is that like, I mean, is the differences over like food? Is it phone calls? Like what
man, my first day in jail, man, 2 years ago, my first day in jail, I'm 10 minutes into the tank, man, running to it. They put me in a tank with all blood, man. And you know what's going on in my city. It's like we had a little war in my city.
Hold up. Man, you already know that, of course, whenever he goes to jail, they know who he is. Obviously, he's a big rapper, especially inside of Texas. And he pretty much said the first 10 minutes with inside of jail, obviously, I'm talking about one of the most famous things that he always say is, on grip, pretty much about everything. So they actually took him and put him into a cell with all bloods. And then it turns out that one of the bloods inside of the cell that he actually was inside of, I'm talking about put some work in on one of his homeboys. You already know how it goes in the streets. It's up and it's stuck. I'm talking about if you see somebody who done did something to you, you got to get at them. Anyways.
So I ran into a nigga that got, whatever with one of my partners. So it was just on site. You know how that shit go. Ain't no eating, no child, none of that. We got to get this out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another time over the phone.
Boom.
The last time just
Boom.
niggas being niggas.
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on the rap game now? I mean, I know you're seeing the shit going on with Gunna.
So he pretty much said the 3 times that he got into a fight. Obviously, was one of the guys was a blood, and obviously Yayo's a Crip, and he went in there, and one of the guys did work on one of his partners, so he had to go in to get to it. The other time, he said he was actually on the phone, talking about, or somebody else was on the phone. Anyway, it goes, it's about a phone situation, and boom, talking about the fight broke off. And then the last time, he was like, niggas just being niggas. You know how that goes.
Going on with Boston Richey.
Man, I'm
and then, of course, as far as all the news has been happening right now, we got Gunna in the news all the time. You got, Boston Richey now in the news. And it's just been a whole lot of people that's been calling those guys rats, saying that they've been snitching. And, talking about this paperwork and all other stuff. And I just call them that, but actually having some proof behind that. But anyways, so, Yayo pretty much in all of his songs, he always say, if I rat, cut my tongue out, but I never do. He always say stuff like that, right? So, talking about he's about to pretty much get asked if he will still bump Gunna or Boston Richey, or how does he feel about the situation?
I'm glad you brought that up, man. I'm glad you brought that up, man. I was fucking with the Boston Richey nigga, man. See, I'm in the feds, so see how I used to look at snitching before I came to the feds. You know, snitching always been, you know what I'm saying, it's unforgivable. That's an unforgivable sin, man. But when I'm in the feds, you know what I'm saying, your paperwork, that's your driver's license. You can't walk without that. You know what I'm saying? If your paperwork ain't good, you can't walk these yards. I'm not on no sad yard like a lot of celebrities go to. They didn't send me to no yard where like you gonna be safe at. They sent me to one of the worst yards in the worst prisons in America. I'm across the street from El Chapo, Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? To where these folks never come out, they never seen light of day. I'm here with live sentences, 40 years, 50.
Anyway, you already know. Pretty much the judge decided to send a forehead head honcho to one of the most vicious, worst prisons that any type of prisoner could ever go into. Obviously, because of his reputation that he's got of a rapper that talking keep the thukas, that literally popularized the word thuka within like Texas, period. So I mean, they sent them up the road, and they sent them up the road to a long, hard, vicious road.
Years, 20 years, 30 years. Like I'm in here, I'm on a disciplinary yard. So it's like snitching ain't
man, listen, if y'all know what I know, I can already hear the bars, talking about for when he get out of jail. I was locked up with El Chapo. Now I'm back on the streets with the thuka, like, I don't know, man. I can just imagine the bars right now. They're going to be hilarious, man. You know what I'm talking about? But they're going to be real, though. He really was across the street from El Chapo. Y'all talking about he going to put that in the music. You know what I'm saying?
No such thing as a snitch. Ain't no such thing as a Chapo where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I look at snitching now, it's just like, it's crazy. Like, it's too easy to keep it real. I know niggas in here with live sentences that could have told and went home. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas with 20, 30 years they could have told and been at home with their kids. But they chose to stay still because when you in the streets and you signed up for something, that's what it is. When you sign up for something, like you got to stand on that. So I can't just respect it. I can't accept it. Even if your music was cool, I can't accept it. You don't get no more play, no bumping, none of that. When you a rat, then that's dead with me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people are gonna argue that Boston Richey didn't put nobody in jail though.
Man, listen.
Anyways, so we figured out some details as far as big homie Yayo goes. He's got into 3 fights since he been inside of jail. He went 3-0. He kind of undefeated like Mayweather right now. Now he do got a few more months left to go, y'all talking about. So he gonna have to hold it down a little while long, you know what I mean? But anyways, also when it comes to Gunna and Boston Richey, with the system that he's inside of right now, he pretty much said that your paperwork in jail is like your ID. You know talking about? He's on one of the tough yards. He ain't like on no weak, talking about yard to where, the rappers ain't. Like I know one of the rappers was saying, Tech said something about that whenever Yak went to jail, he didn't really go to population. Who knows if that's true or not? He just said it. But like I say, he's one of the ones. He's out there on the yards with, talking about a whole lot of other tough people pretty much. And like I say, his paperwork good, ain't do no rat, no snitching. So, talking about I don't want to say free to walk it, but I mean, he's in the clear, I guess you would call it that. Anyways, and also no more Boston Richey and no more Gunna. Let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.